Local residents have been frightened by news a killer might be loose in their neighborhood. Police found definite evidence of violence and foul play.
I couldn't sleep because I just knew that something was wrong.
We went down the basement. The first thing that we noticed was blood at the top of the stairs. That's when the body was located.
I got the sickest feeling in my stomach. I thought I was going to pass out.
Many people were scared. There was a killer on the loose.
Shortly after 8 a.m., we received a dispatch of a missing person. I was only about 4 blocks away from the house where I was dispatched to meet with Miss Neely. Upon my arrival, she explained that she had not heard from or seen her daughter, Tiffany, since the previous day. All calls to her cell phone were going unanswered.
Tiffany's mom was very anxious because this was just so not normal.
We learned Tiffany Brown was a 26-year-old mother who was attending the Ohio Beauty Academy, and this was extremely out of character for Tiffany. She was in communication with her friends, her family on a daily basis.
She also said the children of her daughter were left in the care of a neighbor the day before, and they had not been picked up. We learned she had young boys at home that she cared about, that she would not just leave alone without reason or without explanation. And that fact alone led me to believe that we had more here than just somebody that was going out for a good time on a Friday night. Tiffany's car was found at a apartment complex about 4 or 5 blocks from Miss Neely's home. The vehicle was unlocked, the keys were present. There's no indication of a struggle or anything of a violent nature within the automobile. We could not find any connection to that complex and her. It was very suspicious, and we were growing concerned. So that sinking feeling got deeper and deeper.
Tiffany was a devoted daughter and a mom. She had 2 young ones. She worked hard. She worked part-time, was going to school full-time. She just wanted to make a better life for her kids.
She loved taking the kids, going to the zoo and the water parks and the beach. It didn't matter. She was always wanting to do something.
She loved cars. She was right in there with me and clean her car, wash her car, show her how to take care of her car.
We would play this game where you could listen and tell what kind of car was coming down the street by the motor. And Tiffany was getting real good at that. She would light up a room, that's for sure. She got along with everybody. I didn't sleep all night. I couldn't sleep because I just knew that something was wrong.
The text messages that we received indicated that Sam Littleton was the last individual to speak with her. We learned Sam Littleton was Tiffany's mother, Deb Neely's boyfriend. They'd been together for 15 years, and Tiffany, of course, always knew Sam. So there was a parental relationship there with him. Sam had a conversation with her about noon on Friday the 11th, the day Tiffany went missing.
In this text conversation, he requested to meet with her. At that point, they really wanted to talk to Sam Littleton.
We had tried numerous times to get in contact with him, and he wouldn't return any calls. We couldn't locate Sam anywhere. This raised a lot of red flags. We asked her about how Sam was interacting with her during the past couple of days.
Deb Neely was becoming concerned about Sam's behavior.
Deb indicated to us that he acted strange. She told us that he also had a cut on his hand. Sam told Deb that he had cut it while working on the fireplace upstairs, although Deb didn't see anything that had been changed in the fireplace.
At that point, there's a lot of red flags going off in her mind.
They had asked Deb if they could take a look around the house.
Detective Salyer and I went down the basement and took a look around. And the first thing that we noticed, actually on the landing above the stairs, was a drop of blood on a floor mat at the top of the stairs. Then we found numerous areas of blood spatter. When we continued our search of the basement, there was an area of the basement that was covered in debris. We started taking everything apart down there. That's when Tiffany's body was located. The body was partially clothed and wrapped in a large piece of carpeting. The apparent cause of death seemed to be a knife wound to the neck. There was multiple stab wounds and other indications of maybe asphyxiation.
When they found her, I got the sickest feeling in my stomach. I thought I was going to pass out. He said he looked at that wood, and he said he saw her hair. And then he said then he looked again and he saw her hand.
At this point, it was pretty clear to us that Deb had no involvement.
Sam Littleton became the prime suspect. He's hiding key information from investigators, and now he's missing.
Richard and Gladys Russell were an elderly couple that lived just outside the city of Bellefontaine. One of the neighbors had gone to the Russells' house and noticed that their vehicle was missing from the garage. They'd been missing for maybe about 12 hours when they contacted law enforcement. We learned Mr. Russell did have some health issues. It was unusual for them to be gone for any length of time. The Logan County Sheriff's Office responded to the Russell's residence. There was no signs of a struggle in the main area of the house. They've continued the investigation, and they were able to find a notepad. Mrs. Russell was very good at taking notes and keeping records, but there was no other entries made after the 16th. Now, prior to that, there were entries made every morning at approximately the same time where she was taking his blood pressure and caring for Mr. Russell. When they took a look in the garage, there was some blood found at the trunk area of where the car would have been parked. At that point, we're extremely concerned for the safety of the Russells.
Richard and Gladys were married in 1950. They had been together for 61 years and by all accounts were inseparable. They were relentlessly hardworking. Dick was a carpenter. Gladys was a bookkeeper. Each day when they would finish working 8-hour shifts at their different jobs, they would come home and tend to the farm during farming season. They were pillars in the community, heavily active in community groups and civic organizations. The Bell Fountain Lions Club, the Logan County Fish and Game Club, just, to name a few. They were incredible, well-rounded, generous people. And everybody that was familiar with them loved them, and they loved everybody back without condition.
Looking into the notepad, we found it had the name Sam written on it, and underneath the name Sam was Sam Littleton's cell phone number.
While digging into Sam's background, they found out that Sam had actually purchased his home in Bell Fountain from the Russells and had, on occasion, from time to time, helped out with a few chores at their property.
Now that we know that there's a connection, we're extremely concerned. We believe that he's probably in their vehicle and might have the Russells with him. And also, he could be armed and dangerous, and we didn't know the extent of how far he would go.
The case blew up exponentially once they were unaccounted for. You had multiple law enforcement agencies looking for the elderly couple's vehicle as well as Mr. Littleton.
37-year-old Samuel Littleton is wanted for the murder of 26-year-old Tiffany Brown of Bell Fountain, Ohio, and linked to the disappearance of an elderly couple, Richard and Gladys Russell. A desperate plea from the family of a murder suspect.
We need you to come in. Just turn yourself in.
The suspect's father is clearly overwhelmed with emotion.
There was some nervousness. Many people were scared in the community. There was a killer on the loose. The Russell vehicle was found in the parking lot of the local store. They didn't see Sam Littleton, they didn't see the Russells. No sign except for some blood in the trunk.
So we obtained video information from the store on it. We see Sam Littleton. It showed he had purchased some camping gear and those types of items, which would indicate that somebody may be living in the mountains. At the same time, information was relayed to us that a lineman had seen an individual living in the mountains that wasn't normally there. So West Virginia State Police went on a mission to locate this individual.
They began searching the area not too far from the store where the car was parked. They found Sam Littleton. He suddenly fled from them.
As we continued our search, we found he had built a makeshift cave.
Basically a primitive camp where he'd been hiding out.
There was a tarp, a sleeping bag, an axe, and some very minimal food items. After maybe an hour, Sam Littleton was apprehended by a West Virginia State Police canine. He was subsequently arrested by state police.
The fugitive had been on the run since February the 18th. Littleton was taken to a local